with Jay-Z making these huge announcements, he's going to be at the Roots picnic. He has 2 days at Yankee Stadium. I just wanted to talk about something nostalgic and messy. Did Jay-Z, like, is he the reason why Roc-A-Fella ended? Like, why it broke up?
I can't put that all on Jay-Z. I think Dame has a lot to do with that too. And I think, if I remember correctly back then, I think one of the things that really had something to do with it was when Jay-Z took that vacation to France, when he had took his first vacation, really. And then when he came back, so much had shifted. Like Dame made Cameron the vice president at the time, or named him the vice president, all without seemingly Jay-Z, not to his knowledge or whatever. And it was just a lot of moving pieces that I don't think Jay agreed with at the time. I think they bumped heads, and I think that was like the demise.
I don't agree with you, Reg. I don't think Jay-Z did it on purpose. So I don't want to say like he sabotaged his own label on purpose, but I think he realized that he didn't want to work. He didn't want to continue working with Damon Biggs in that capacity, and he had to figure out what it was like building his own team and on his own. So I think he did blow things up, because like there was so many things he could have got behind that could have kept that label afloat and like been be as prestigious as we hold it and recognize. And I think he just didn't care no more. He didn't want that attachment. Like, it's kind of like when you're in a group and like you kind of want to step away and be your own person. So, and that happens, like we see it all the time. Bobby Brown, Justin Timberlake, Harry Styles, Beyonce, like when they step away from the group, like they kind of like shut things down and like make the group look lesser than, so that they can become like, they look like the genius or the most talented in
but
it.
What do you, get to,
I think,
what I thought first.
I think that's exactly what it is. Eventually you have to realize everybody can't go. He's not going to reach the peaks he knows he can, that he's starting to see open up for him. With these people around, especially with how they're moving. I think, yeah, it's clear, Dame was making decisions that he didn't agree with, but I think Jay knew at the end of it, I'm going to get much further if I detach myself from being responsible. So at the end of the day, he was responsible for everybody. And I think we also see that when, Beans had his situation and they asked him if he would take responsibility. No, he just wasn't willing to be responsible for everybody.
Yeah, but his reason for that was like, yeah, these are grown ass men.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Dan is saying.
It's the same thing. It's the same idea that it's still grown ass men that you're running around still doing the shit you're doing when, bro, they'd obviously been around the world. They'd obviously experienced a lot. But what he's seeing now is he's hit a level of public notoriety where his name is in conversations. Like at the time, he's a household name.
Right.
So what do you guys consider the demise of Roc-A-Fella? Like what year?
The demise of Roc-A-Fella was the Fade to Black tour.
So that's 2003.
Right? The show. 2000. Yeah. I think that I'm telling you, from my personal, if Jay-Z doesn't like retire and do all that stuff, like I feel like Roc-A-Fella at least goes on at least for 10 more years, because you have Kanye. Like you had a strong roster. I get that Dame was kind of
a hit away.
I get that Dame was kind of making things bloated by trying to sign so many artists.
Yeah.
But I think Dame was just trying to make his own Def Jam. And that was very ambitious of him, right? But I don't think because you got to think, you like JayZ, one of the biggest, most powerful rappers, right? Period. Like, and then you have Kanye West.
So then
that bought Roc-A-Fella Records at least 8 to 10 more years.
Yeah. So, but I think a lot of that came. I don't think Jay-Z had the intention of of having a demise of Roc-A-Fella. I don't think he ever really did.
I think so. Where is it now?
But I think it was a culmination of things that happened that led him to that.
I think even the decision to go to Roc-A-Fella, there was a bit of, to go to a Def Jam, I think there's a slight bit of headiness with it, because like Taurian said, Dame wanted to be as big as Def Jam. So not only are you leaving, you're wrapping it up, you're calling it quits on this, but you're gonna go play for the dudes up the block with the bigger stick? Like, pause. Yeah, like, like, yo, bro, what are you gonna do? Like you're really going for the bully on the block. Like
fair.
Right. But and then also think about this, right? He could have let Dame and them just run Roc-A-Fella, right? Because he was going to Atlantic to run over there with Leo Cohen and Kevin Lyles. Def Jam, you know, they offered him his masters. Obviously, it was a deal. Like, it was hard for him to refuse, right? But he could have. And he could have let Dame and Biggs run Roc-A-Fella.
So you just reminded me of something. So I remember when Jay-Z actually did the interview with Double XL, where he was trying to justify the fact that they offered him Roc-A-Fella, right? I mean, Reasonable Doubt. And he went to go talk. They offered him the Def Jam position.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to Dame to go negotiate with him of having full ownership of Reasonable Doubt. Mm-hmm. And was like, yo,
this is my baby.
This is my, you remember the interview. This is my baby. This is what I want. They offered me this. I won't take this if you guys just give me this part of it, right? And Dame was like, you don't negotiate with friends. Like, that's not what you do. And it blew up from there, I would say.
And then JayZ said, you know what? I'm going to blow all this shit. I'm putting cases on all you.
So if you're, put it in the position, and I know we're running longer than we should, but put it in the position of thinking no, you're just trying to get me back. It's not a pause. But put in a position of thinking in that sense of like, if you're Dame, do you think in that mind frame, or do you give Jay what he's asking for and keep this family unit together?
If I'm Dame, I would have given Jay that, because you've gained so much more separate from it. It's not, at the time, it's not a large enough thing that it's not it's not something that would have crippled them financially. They were, you know, like,
right.
It's not something that would have hurt the company.
It wouldn't have, but I understand why Dame wanted to keep Reasonable Doubt. That was money. That wasn't no label money. They put that money. That was their money. That was their money, and that album was their story. So I think that at the what things turned into, like Dame like not giving a fuck and everything like that. But at first it was, that was all our stories. That was all like a memory that we had. And I think that their working business relationship with that project, I think it could have been better. And I think things just got muddled because like Dame's business model and Jay's business model don't mix anymore at all.
Yeah.
So I think that's where like things got messed up, and like they both did business differently.
Yeah.
So it kind of like ruined things. But I think Dame's intention was to say like, no, we all three put in work, blood, sweat, and tears for this project. Like, it was an indie project. Like, this was our own money. We paid for the studio time ourselves. I'm just because I didn't rap on this album doesn't mean I'm not entitled to have an ownership of this project that we all like. This is literally the base for all of us to become millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why he kept that project, but he wanted to keep a piece of it, right? But I also say this, I think, and Jay felt so disrespected that he took it and said, all right, well, you know what? Swim for yourself.
Yeah.
So,
and not only that, I'm gonna go to the enemy.
I don't think it was about the going to the enemy
but
thing.
That's how Dame...
Because, going to the enemy would have been him staying with Leo Cohen and Kevin Lyles.
But to Dame and him going to the larger entity, to him, that was what going to the other team was. Remember, because he was beefing. That's why he's beefing. Why are you even meeting with Jay behind closed doors without me there?
Well, no, yeah. You're just getting the timelines mixed up. When that conversation had, like, that already happened.
Oh, no. I'm saying that it since then, that's already Dame's view of Def Jam in a sense.
That's
right.
What, that they're the enemy.
That they're the enemy.
Well, Kevin Lyles and Leo Cohen, but that's what I'm saying. They left and they went to Atlantic, and Jay was going to go with them. And that was the whole Lupe Fiasco deal.
Yeah.
And then Jay kind of left Lupe hanging, like, I'm sorry, y'all. We doing too much Roc-A-Fella lore right now. My bad. Taurian the historian is coming out this motherfucker.
Yeah,
my bad.
There's a lot to this origin, right? And if you don't even know a piece of this, don't you fucking dare try to go for them tickets.
Yo.
Okay? Leave the tickets to us, because we was there for this shit. All right? If you was there for this era of JayZ, then by all means,
have a Metro card that was green or orange, you're not welcome. All right?
Oh, my goodness. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.